Um, Today we'll be talking on belt and chain drives, and as we can see, we have I'm sorry, I want to make sure it is quite large. So we have the drive mechanism is used in transmitting power from one location to another location in machinery. The three ways by which mechanism of a machine can be transferred are belt and pulley drive, the chain drive, and the gear drive. So we have three mechanisms in which we have three ways by which mechanism of a machine can be transferred. So what is it? What are we trying to say here? What we are trying to say here is that we have three ways by which we can transmit power from one location to another in a machine. So the first one we'll be looking at is the belt and pulley drives. Actually, if you look at this sewing machine now, you will notice that in a sewing machine is always a belt connected to the machine to the leg of the machine. If you see this this grinding machine, so you notice this at this point. This is the belt and also the pulley. So the belt and pulley drives, they are made of rubber materials. Actually, you can see that the grinding machine, you can see the rubber, whose length and nature change with temperature, actually depending on what you want to use for. You can't compare the rubber used for the machine actually to the rubber you'll be using for a sewing machine. It can't be as thick as that and thereabout. So the belts are used to transform power and motion between two parallel pulleys at the same time on dry surfaces. When we're talking about two parallel pulleys, look at this. This is a pulley. This is also a pulley. You see that they are parallel. It's also like that in our father's car too. You see that there's also a belt drive to there in our father's car, and so they are parallel to one another. So one of the parallel pulleys is called driving pulley, while the other is called driven. Like you can see, this small one now is a pulley. This big one now is also a pulley, and this is also a belt drive. This is also a belt actually. So they are not trying to tell us that one of these two things, this one and this one, that one of them is called a driving pulley, and the other is called a driven pulley. So how do we know which one? Let's move further. And what is a pulley? A pulley is a wheel on which a belt runs. A wheel on which this is actually a wheel. This is another wheel actually. So the pulley to which power is carried is called driven pulley. The pulley to which power is carried. I'm going to explain that part. The pulley to which power is carried is called driven pulley. Generally, no, let's come back here. Let's come to this point. A pulley from which power is taken is called driving pulley. See, power is taken from this pulley. So this small pulley here is called the driving pulley. Do you get? Because a pulley from which you notice that this is the generator, like from our grinding machine, this is like the generator side now, that place that they do draw when they want to put on the generator. So it's the one producing the power. So the pulley from which power is taken is called driving pulley. So this is the driving pulley. While the pulley to which power is carried is called the driven pulley. That means this one is the driven pulley. Is this thing actually that is driving this? If you notice when you put on the generator, this is what will be rotating. So this pulley rotating actually. Sorry for using guy. This pulley rotating will actually affects this other pulley. Are you following? So that is it. So generally the driving pulley is smaller in diameter. You see, I told you. So the driving pulley is smaller in diameter. If you notice, it's like a circle, and if you know, whenever we're having a circle, we can have a diameter. Look at compared to the diameter of this actually. So this is the driving pulley, and this is called the driven pulley. Are you following? But it moves faster than the driven. Definitely, this pulley is actually going to move faster than this, because it's this one driving it. Imagine me trying to push somebody. I'm actually going to be pushing the person with much power compared to the way the person will be moving. The rate at which I'll be moving the person, the power I'll be doing, the rate at which I'll be exhibiting my power on the person I'm pushing will be different from the person. Do you understand? Will be different from that which the person is expending. So the rotation speed of the pulleys are related and are determined by the formula. So we have that formula actually. We have this formula which you must know. I mean, I'm purposely using this textbook so that we can actually see pictures actually, because if I don't use this textbook, it might be difficult putting pictures. I'm sorry for using the textbook to teach. So we have SA over SB is equal to DB over DA, and what is SA? Speed of pulley A. YSB is speed of mechanism that make use of some of the mechanisms that make use of belt drives are, let's go further up. We have the sewing machine, the motor cars, the pepper grinder, industrial generator, power saw machine. This is an example of an industrial generator. Are we following? Okay, so now we have types of belt and pulley drives. The first one is the open belt. The open belt connects two pulleys together and makes them to run in the same direction. So if you notice, this thing will be running, if this thing is running in this direction, this pulley is running in this direction, this other one will be running. So once it's like that, it's called an open belt. It's called an open belt because they run in the same direction. We have the crossing belt. The difference between crossing belt and the open belt is just that the crossing belt now runs in opposite direction. Let's say this one is going like this, this one is going like this, then this one will be what, going like this. So then that's crossing belt, and that's the diagram. For the V-shaped belt, the V-shaped belt now has many pulleys. If you look at it, we have 1, 2, 3, you see, and forming the shape V. So that is why it's actually called a V-shaped belt actually. So, and we have the flat belt. The flat belt, now this one, I'll tell you the difference between this flat belt and this pulley belt that open belt that you're looking at. If you look at this open belt, look at the grooves in the pulley. You see that the mouth of this pulley is kind of rough compared to the mouth of this pulley. You see how smooth this one is. So the kind of belt that you'll be using for a smooth pulley will definitely be different from the kind of belt you use for a pulley that has irregularities, like that has grooves. Actually, they are called grooves. Are you following? So the flat shaped belt runs with the plain pulley, so you can't use the same belt. That's why we're using a flat belt here. So this implies that the type of belt used will determine the type of pulley. Yes, definitely. We can't use a flat belt for this. It will spoil the surface of the belt. That is why. So the type of belt you use determines the type of pulley you are going to be using. So we have practical applications of belt. The belt drives are used because they are relatively easy to install. That is whenever you are trying to set it up, they are easy to set up and their maintenance is cheap, very cheap. So another one is that the belt drive is commonly used for household pepper grinding machine. We know that. The belt drive is used for power transmission between close pulley. We know that actually. If you see all the pulley we have been saying this morning, they are quite close. Look at this one. You know, this is a chain. This is a chain pulley. But if we look at what we have been talking about this morning, the pulleys are what? They are quite close. So that's it. So the third one says the belt drive is good for power transmission. Okay, no, the fourth one, for heavy load, several V belts are used, like that V1 that I showed you. So for heavy load, the belt drive and the pulley drive are commonly used for radiator and fan belt of the car. I told you it's also found in the car. The belt drive is used in the block making machine, anything called machine that involves rotation. You always use a belt drive, like radio cassette and video tapes too, because you know inside too there's something rotating, so there's always a belt drive. The belt drive pass over pulleys which are in the same distance pass. So those are the practical applications of belt pulley. What are the advantages? Advantages of belt drives: the belt drive does not make noise during power transmission. The generator of the, some people will be asking me that, what of grinding machine? No, it's the generator that is making noise. It's not the belt drive. The belt drive actually does not make noise. Another one says the belt drives can transmit power on dry surfaces. Yes, they can transmit power on dry surfaces. Like for that flat one and that flat belt drive I told you, if you notice, the groove of the pulley is actually smooth. So the belt drive does not need maintenance cost for lubrication. No, it does not need it. The belt drive for lubrication means the adding of oil and all those things, so it does not need maintenance. It's not cost intensive. So the belt drive brings speed reduction based on its size. Yes, if the belt is too big, it will reduce the rate at which the speed is moving. So if the belt is thin, it will move faster. So the cost of maintenance is reduced because there's no need for lubrication. The cost of maintenance, like they said, is cheap. So the disadvantage is that the belt drive cannot transmit power over a long distance. You see, it cannot be done over a long distance. The pulleys must always be close, so it cannot be done over a long distance. And another one is that the belt drive cannot transmit power over a long period of time. No, it can't. It will always stop. Generator cannot work for 4 days or 5 days without stopping. No. The belt drive cannot transmit power on wet surfaces. They cannot transmit power on. Come to the end of the class, and so assignment on drives. Number one is define drive mechanism. You should be able to do this. Define drive mechanism. Sorry. Number two, list 3 types of drive mechanism, which I said. Number 3 is define driving and driven pulley. And number 4, mention 4 types of belt. And the last one, mention 5 applications. No, not applications actually. Mention 3 advantages of a belt drive. A belt and pulley drive. So that's it for mention 3. Okay, number 1, define drive mechanism. Number 2, list 3 types of drive mechanism. Number 3, define driving and driven pulley. Number 4, mention 4 types of belt. Number 5, mention 3 advantages of a belt and a pulley drive. So now we have come to the end of the class. Have a wonderful time, and please submit the assignment this week, please. Thank you very much.